I am burned out. It is hot, 100 degrees every single day this week, and I need a break.
It's early morning, about 7 a.m., and I just got back from my walk. And I gotta get it in early because it's gonna be probably 100 degrees today. Now, a lot of you have asked about my workout routine. I'll have to share that in another video. But typically what I like to do after my walk is just kind of do a little morning walk through the garden. Do you ever like to do that? It's so cool, so quiet. Everybody's asleep. No one's out here to talk to me or bother me. And I can just kind of check things out. And I just saw walking down the stairs, we got a problem right here. The tower is actually tipping. Now, we totally should have shored this up more at the beginning of the season. It's one of those things we just kept on putting off. You know how that is? When you look at it all summer long and you think, okay, I'm gonna get to that, I'm gonna get to that, and you don't, and then suddenly it becomes an issue. So we are definitely gonna have to get out here and fix that this week, or it's gonna collapse. So this is kind of our messier side of our garden that we don't show people very often, but we're gonna show you today. The shed here is where I keep my shade cloth. And I like to keep it in these storage bins and just label the sides of the shade cloth, or the edges of the shade cloth, with the garden bed it goes in, so it's a quick 30-minute install. And of course, there's always those few pieces that won't fit in the bin. Shade cloth is done. Really glad to get that done before 8 o'clock. And what I try and do is just cover the main parts of the garden bed that actually face the sun, so I don't have to get every single part of the garden bed. And I don't cover everything. Like generally, the dahlias and the squash here do pretty okay, even in the heat. One thing checked off the list before it's even 8 o'clock. 3, 2, 1, action. A few days later, and today we've got to shore up that dahlia tower. Now, the heat has really been getting to me this week. I haven't really been able to be out in the garden, and honestly, things are getting a little bit let go. So that's kind of bugging me. But this is the biggest problem that we're having right now, is it's falling over. It's really heavy with the dahlias, so the first thing to do is to trim those up, and then Jerry and I are gonna shore up the tower to give it some support.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan.
Let me just show you what we're dealing with today. This tower is just about ready to topple. And you know what? I am so kicking myself because at the beginning of the season, I was honestly kind of in a rush. Planted everything, stuck the tower in, did not put it as deeply as I should have, and supported it. And then the vegetables and the dahlias grew, and now I'm dealing with an emergency situation. So I am really kicking myself on that one, but you know what? You do what you can do, you just make the best of it, so that's what we're gonna do today. But we've got to take some weight off the tower. Now, if you see here, the good news is I've got some spaghetti squash. Super excited about that because it is my first spaghetti squash I've had for a couple of years. It's nice and yellow, ready to harvest. The stem here is brown and drying up, which is a good sign that it's also ready. What I'm also gonna do though is kind of try and pierce the skin with my thumbnail. If you can't pierce it easily, this winter squash is supposed to have a hard outer shell, and so that's a sign that it's ready to harvest as well, because the shell is hardening up and ready to take into the house and eat or store for winter. But this one's not gonna make it for winter because we're gonna eat it maybe tonight. Take off this other one. That's gonna help. And then you see how these dahlia heads have obviously bloomed, but they're getting past their prime. And because the heads are so heavy, we're gonna take off all the heads that are done, take the weight off the tower, and then shore it up. Before I deadhead, I've gotta let you know what a dahlia lover I am. It's one of my favorite flowers. I really love to plant them all over the garden. I mean, who can resist a big, beautiful dinner plate dahlia? Is this not beautiful or what? So let me know if you're a dahlia lover too. But for now, these got to come off. So what I do when I trim dahlias is, you can see how the flower is definitely past its prime. I follow this stem all the way down to the first set of leaves and cut it off there, because I don't want these stems just kind of hanging out like this one would be if I didn't follow it all the way down. And this way it encourages and pushes brand new blooms. These will probably bloom into October. There's still a lot more blooms coming on, as long as I can get the tower shored up. So I'll go through and clean this up, and then we'll be ready for the reinforcements. And unfortunately, this stem broke, which has a pretty good looking dahlia on it, but no worries, I'll just take it inside the house and enjoy it indoors. Saving that one. Okay, just trimming up the rest. Flowers are absolutely gorgeous, and I'm kind of sad that the heat has been cutting their life short this week. Absolutely love them, have them all over my garden, and I love how they rebloom year after year. Got some dead squash vines in here I'm taking out too, so this is really gonna help take a lot of weight off the tower. This heat has just been brutal. So the crazy triple-digit heat has really been brutal on the garden this week, and honestly guys, I've just been tired out by it and haven't gotten out here. And really, it's actually not safe to be out here in 100 degrees. So things are taking a beating. Lots of dry, crispy leaves. We've got the pests moving in, some spider mites, powdery mildew coming in. So I'm gonna go ahead and just trim this plant up here while I'm at it and take care of some of these issues at the same time. We've cleaned a ton of leaves off the dahlia plant, and there were so many bugs on this plant. I mean, look at this here. It's like a little egg sac underneath the leaves. So I always try and check under the leaves. It's like a little cocoon or something in there. So anyway, the plant looks a whole lot better. I feel good just getting in here. I just breathed a whole lot of life back into the dahlias, probably extending the bloom time by a month or so. The leaves will regrow. Now we got to get to the important thing here. Here's the plan. We're going to shore up this wiggle here with this, I think it's about a 10-foot pole. Pull back the tower, drive the pole into the ground, and then tie it to the pole with twine. So we'll see if that's sturdy enough. If it's not, we might have to go with something a little bit stronger, but I think this is gonna do it without falling. Now we got to attach the twine and hope for the best. Oh my gosh, I just saw this huge grasshopper. Ah! I can't do it slowly. Oh my gosh, he's hopping away. I gotta get him off my plant. He's gonna eat it. No. He's gonna eat my garden. I gotta get it. Ah! He's huge. That thing is humongous. Okay, got it. Here, Jerry. Oh man. Whoa, that thing was massive. So I think this is gonna do the job. It looks pretty sturdy. Got it fixed. But I do need to kind of tie these flowers up so they don't flop over. Because the trellis was falling over, this twine is kind of sagging, so I'm going to tighten it up to give the flowers more support. Now this looks a lot better.
Taking one for the team here today. It's been a long week with lots of edits and lots of shoots. I guess someone's going to have to go out to Malibu, head to the beach, and heck, maybe even have lunch on the beach. But somebody's got to do it.
I am burned out. It is hot, 100 degrees every single day this week, and I need a break. From the garden, from the home office, we're going to the beach.
We're gonna have lunch before we hang out on the beach. I really need this today.
And so should you.
It's my all-time favorite dessert, CaliKim.
Thank you.
We had a great lunch, and we were just saying to each other, we need to come to the beach more. We only live about an hour away. Why don't we come here more often? So we're definitely trying to take more time out. And we really wanted to bring you guys along too, because maybe some of you have never been to the beach or won't have the opportunity to get to the beach. So we're just kind of going to explore today, relax. There's something about the big, wide blue ocean that just kind of makes your worries, I don't know, kind of melt away. And it really does put things in perspective.
Yep, and we wanted to share this trip with you. So we hope you enjoy Zuma Beach, Malibu, California. Kim, give us a weather report.
Back in the inland where we live, 101. Out here in Malibu, 73. That's what, 28 degrees difference. No wonder we're here.
I just got a request from CaliKim asking for a sunset shot tonight. She would like to have the sunset behind her, but enough light on her face so that people can see her. Well, this is going to be a fun one. Let's get the gear. This is where we are going to have our sunset shot shortly. Boy, that's a tough one to say. So here's what we've got. We've got the sun setting there. Kim will be in this stool, and I will be positioned just over here shooting straight on. The challenge that I'm going to have, though, is, you know what happens when you point your camera at something bright? It just kind of washes everything out, very warm, right? And then the person who's standing or sitting in front of that bright sunset, their face gets dark. So what my goal here for tonight is going to be putting a soft light on Kim's face, and hopefully that is going to allow the sensor to leave the sunset as is, and a little warm light on Kim, and hopefully we have a beautiful shot. I'm hoping too that we don't play around so much with settings that we miss the sunset. So this is going to be like a lot of pressure. This is just your simple light. You know, this is nothing fancy, nothing high end, but what's important about these kind of lights is that you can adjust them in two ways called Kelvin. One is having a 5600K, which resembles daylight, and 3200K, which represents more just a warm, softer light. So what I'm going to try and do is mix the two just by finding the right amount of light of each and just see where that lands us. Let's give it a go.
To close out the video today, I want to encourage you, take the time for self-care. You'll be so glad you did. Actually, Jerry helped me realize that my false belief of thinking everything has to be done today, now, is just that. It's a false belief. The garden will be there when I get back. The computer and all the emails will be there. So if this resonates with you, just step away, listen to yourself, and give yourself what you need. Thanks so much for watching. As always, I'll be reading the comments. See you on the next video.
Three, two, one, action. I just received a request from CaliKim. Can we please get a sunset? Shit. 3, 2, 1, action. I just received 3, 2, 1, action. I just received a request from CaliKim asking for a sunset. Boy, that's hard for me to say. 3, 2, 1, action. I just received a request tonight for a setup shot during sunset. I would like to have the suns. Yeah. Okay.